know if you were able to listen to the conversation we're having with Mr. Kaplan earlier about what's happening in private credit, but some of the issues that he raised towards the end about sort of where our economy really is. We were discussing this paper by Jason Furman, where we're looking at the AI boom being, such a huge part of the economy, and effectively saying if there was no AI boom and you took that out of the GDP numbers, you'd be at basically flat. What do you make of that? And is that something that concerns you, or is that a feature, not a bug?
Morning, Andrew. There is no doubt that we are in an AI-driven economy, and for good reason. The promise of AI in terms of productivity gains is huge. So if we didn't have AI, we wouldn't look as good as we do now, and we wouldn't be outperforming the rest of the world. But we do have AI. So I'm not too worried that it's an AI-driven boom. What I would stress is this is a rational bubble, that a lot of money is being thrown at different AI actors at the micro level because the promise is so huge. That is a good thing. That's what distinguishes us from the rest of the world, because different AI companies are competing and excelling. However, at the end of the day, they're going to be just a few winners, a handful of winners, and therefore some of the investment will result in tears. But overall, for the economy, this is good news. It promises us significant productivity gains.
Okay, so that's the good news.
According to Jefferies, everyone is racing to catch up to Nvidia's ecosystem after a global gathering of semiconductor makers and others. The fact that the entire ecosystem is pursuing Nvidia is one of the conference's most obvious conclusions. Everyone is pursuing the scale-up potential at a multi-year disadvantage in comparison to Nvidia. The stock presently has a consensus buy recommendation from Wall Street analysts. The street high target of $389 suggests an upside of 112.7%, while the average price target of $215 suggests an upside of 17.35%. Analysts and investors alike are encouraged by Nvidia's continued dominance in the AI chip manufacturing industry. The business has established itself as a major participant in the global AI boom thanks to its strong profitability growth and strategic alliances, including the one with OpenAI. With a price objective of $204, Nvidia's stock has been evaluated as outperform by AI stock analysis, suggesting a potential upside of more than 12%. Nvidia's stock performance is still driven by its remarkable financial results and market confidence, even in the face of its high valuation and geopolitical worries. Several Wall Street analysts have raised their price targets and reaffirmed their buy ratings, indicating their continued optimism about Nvidia. For instance, analyst Frank Lee of HSBC raised his price objective for Nvidia stock to a street high of $320 after upgrading his recommendation to buy. Expectations that Nvidia's AI chip market would go beyond major tech businesses and possibly generate sizable revenue are what are driving this confidence. Nvidia is an attractive investment opportunity overall due to its strategic movements and strong market position, but investors should be aware of potential hazards. As a result of becoming the premier source for all things AI, Nvidia generates $130 billion in sales annually. Rivals from AMD to Broadcom have also expanded their sales in the AI field. Thanks to the strength of its graphics processing units, GPUs, and more recently its whole line of AI products and services, Nvidia has so far dominated the artificial intelligence, AI boom. Key AI functions are powered by GPUs, and Nvidia created supplementary products to position itself as the industry leader in AI. The approach has proven to be successful, as Nvidia has maintained its leadership position and generated billions of dollars in profits each quarter. The chip designer reported $130 billion in revenue for the most recent fiscal year, setting new records. Naturally, Nvidia must contend with competition as other chip designers, including some of its clients, are creating less expensive AI chips. However, Nvidia's reputation and emphasis on innovation have allowed it to maintain its lead. Furthermore, Jensen Huang, the CEO of Nvidia, recently broke some terrible news to competitors. Let's take a brief look at Nvidia's recent growth narrative before we get started. Nvidia provided its GPUs to fuel this step in the early days of AI development, assisting in the training of models on massive volumes of data. These GPUs are quite popular among clients who want to win the AI race because they are the quickest and most efficient available. These clients may create their platforms faster by employing Nvidia GPUs, which saves them time. As a result, they may begin making money from their AI initiatives sooner. These computer behemoths have the financial means to keep investing in these high-performance technologies, and companies like Oracle and Meta Platforms have rushed to Nvidia for its newest CPUs. Nvidia has promised to refresh its top chips or possibly its entire AI architecture annually in order to maintain all of this. And it has done so thus far, introducing the Blackwell architecture last year and the Blackwell Ultra chips just now. As previously said, Nvidia must contend with competitors in the market, including Broadcom, Advanced Micro Devices, and Intel. Additionally, Nvidia clients like Meta have developed their own processors for use in some AI applications. This hasn't affected Nvidia's leadership yet. According to Jensen Huang's news, Nvidia has advanced even further. Huang recently made the following announcement, which appears to be terrible news for the company's competitors. In an effort to work with the industry leader in central processing units, CPUs, the primary chips that drive the majority of computers, Nvidia is investing $5 billion in Intel stock. Nvidia will integrate specially designed Intel CPUs into its AI data center solutions as part of the agreement. Additionally, Intel plans to include Nvidia GPU chiplets into its PC systems. This gives Nvidia access to cutting-edge CPU technology, enhancing the company's AI capabilities. Additionally, it increases Nvidia's market share in the PC industry. Thus, Nvidia is benefiting from this agreement with Intel on two fronts. Additionally, it strengthens Nvidia's position as the industry leader in AI and positions Intel more as a collaborator than a competitor. For Intel, which has had difficulty gaining market share in the AI space, this is obviously good news, but I wouldn't say the same about other competitors. Naturally, this does not imply the end of competition. Other players in the market have been developing their technologies and making significant agreements. For instance, AMD recently signed contracts with Oracle and OpenAI to deploy its GPUs. However, given the present and future need for computing, this is possible without endangering Nvidia's dominance. Additionally, Nvidia's position in this rapidly expanding sector should be strengthened by its relationship with Intel. In a few years, the entire AI market is anticipated to grow from billions of dollars to over $1 trillion. What does this all mean for investors then? Since there is sufficient demand for many to thrive, Huang's bad news for competitors does not imply that they will not profit from the AI chip industry. However, the news does indicate that they won't overtake Nvidia anytime soon, which means this AI leader will continue to be strong for a very long time to come. The country is at the beginning of a new artificial intelligence-powered industrial revolution, said Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang on Sunday, lauding President Donald Trump's tariffs and his aim to reindustrialize the United States. Last Wednesday, Nvidia, a titan in the AI area and the world's top semiconductor manufacturer, revealed that it has produced the first Blackwell wafer in the U.S. in collaboration with Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, TSMC. One of the company's historically sophisticated AI circuits is built on the wafer. Huang stated on the Sunday briefing that this past week was a historic week. For the first time, we produced the most sophisticated AI chips in the world in the most sophisticated factory in the world, all right here in America. President Trump's desire to reindustrialize the U.S. was the catalyst for all of this. His tariffs played a crucial role in enabling us to proceed at the rate we are, and less than a year later, we are finally producing the most cutting-edge AI chips in the U.S. This is only the start of it. According to Huang, the United States may produce and deploy roughly $500 billion worth of AI supercomputing technology in the next 3 to 4 years if it collaborates with its partners. Huang had referred to it as the most significant chip being manufactured in the country, according to Peter Doocy of Fox News. "What causes you to say that?" he inquired. As the driving force behind the biggest industrial revolution in human history, Nvidia is at the center of it all. Information technology, electricity, and the steam engine came last, and now we're developing artificial intelligence, he stated. Artificial intelligence that enhances everything we do. It will have an impact on all industries. Naturally, intelligence has an impact on every single industry, therefore this will completely transform them all. The Industrial Revolution is just getting started. He asserted that AI will soon be utilized by every business worldwide. Huang noted that the sector had been able to expand as a result of Trump's energy policy. President Trump's recognition that energy is essential to the growth of the technology sector in the United States is among his most significant contributions to the sector. "We have been able to maintain our growth because of President Trump's pro-energy policies," he said. "The next generation of American millionaires will emerge from traditionally blue-collar jobs like plumbing and electrical labor," according to Huang, one of the wealthiest individuals in the world. "We will need to construct these amazing factories," he stated. "These are amazing factories that produce digital intelligence as well as chips, packaging, and these AI supercomputers. These factories all need highly competent artisans. This is something that our nation should truly be proud of. The professions of skill crafts are woefully underfunded. The number of plumbers, electricians, technicians, and networking specialists constructing these amazing factories is simply insufficient. They are desperately needed, hundreds of thousands or even millions." One of the most remarkable growth stories of the last 5 years has been Nvidia. Nearly every significant artificial intelligence (AI) project is powered by its graphics processing units, GPUs, and the business has established a broad moat thanks to its CUDA software platform. As a result, last quarter's GPU market share was an incredible 94%. The outcomes for the business have been nothing short of remarkable. With demand showing no signs of diminishing, its data center revenue has risen from just over $10 billion 2 years ago to over $40 billion last quarter. Its data center networking business revenue almost doubled to $7.5 billion in the quarter, demonstrating that this growth isn't just coming from chips. Nvidia is now delving even further into the AI ecosystem with its up to $100 billion investment in OpenAI, which serves to fortify a crucial alliance and guarantee that a significant client has the funds to continue purchasing its chips. Nvidia appears well-positioned for Q3 and beyond, as OpenAI and other hyperscalers who possess enormous data centers continue to invest heavily in AI technology. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.
Trade. Are we in a bubble, Nancy? Because I keep on hearing that term, but I keep on seeing the investments that these companies are making in AI, and until that turns, that's my kind of trigger for any potential bubble.
Absolutely. We think it is too early to start to talk about the popping of the bubble. We do think we are in a period of a lot of investment, as you mentioned, with a lot of announcements, but we are still very, very early, not just in the investment stage of AI, but even earlier in the deployment stage of AI. And I think it's important to understand the magnitude of the change that AI will have. I mean, really much bigger, I think, than any of us can fully understand at this point. When you think about these big technological revolutions, what we know, as a Stanford professor said many years ago, that in the short run, people can get overexcited about the opportunities, but in the long run, people always underestimate what this will mean. And we think AI is perhaps as bigger than anything that we've seen since the Industrial Revolution, well over 100 years ago.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, I mean, that's one of the big things is the investments and the amount of liquidity and money that's out there chasing this trade. You know, I was down in the Board of Options Exchange Trading in 2000, 2001, and I remember the frothiness. Is it different this time where the investments that are going into this and this next industrial revolution is going to warrant the valuations that we've seen and the moves that we've seen?
So what I would say is it's different today than it was in 2000, 2001. Some of this depends on where you are in the cycle. Psychology has not been repealed. There will be a moment of overexuberance. There will be a moment of companies coming public that really don't have viable business plans, but we are far away from that today. What we're seeing today are companies with strong cash flows who are investing. We're seeing companies that are using this AI technology to drive productivity increases in their businesses in areas not only in technology, but also in healthcare, in transportation, in logistics. writ large and business services writ large across the economy. And we think that that is what is going to drive not only revenue and earnings growth for those companies, but productivity increases across the entire economy that will allow the U.S. economy and the global economy to accelerate its sustainable rate of growth, leading to better outcomes across the board.
Yeah, Nancy, when you look at the different sectors within AI, is it going to be across the board winners, or should people focus on the energy side? Should they focus on the software stocks, which have been lagging there, or should they stick with the chip names?
Well, we don't think that everything will be a winner. There will certainly, as there always is in periods of major technological change, there will be winners and losers. One of the things we're excited about at this point in the AI cycle is that the trading opportunities have expanded and broadened. And so it's no longer just a play on the chips that are being used to build data centers and the servers that are being used to build data centers, although that is still a very important part of the story. It's also a play on the power grid. We need more power in this country. We need to modernize the power grid. That's not just for AI, that's also for the reshoring of manufacturing in the U.S. and the electrification of the economy. And it's also for those software companies and those product companies that are able to use AI to deliver productivity gains. However, you also need to be discerning and look for those that could get hurt by the deployment of AI, where AI may reduce the rate of employment growth, and some of those software companies that sell on a per-seat basis could be at risk.
Yeah, and if you take a look at some of those names, the leaders in this space, we see them pull back from the record levels, but maybe some consolidation warranted in this space, whether it's Nvidia, Microsoft, at this point?
Absolutely. You know, we've seen some very, very strong moves in the market since the April lows. Certainly, the third quarter was very strong across the board for the market. Consolidate, pause that refreshes is always good for the market. We want the market to climb a wall of worry and not to get over its skis, as it were, too exuberant. We think that as the results start coming out on the third quarter earnings reports, and we see that this strength in AI is continuing, investors understand that we're not yet seeing double, triple, quadruple ordering of devices, that will drive the next leg forward, both on the large cap as well as on the smaller cap side.